What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the Inform Kean, the 86 featured. He's had a nice upgrade from a 78 common all the way up to an 86. A very, very nice upgrade, and I do like what they're doing with Informs this year. Very much putting them at least in the question. He's coming in at about 70k. Can imagine he will drop very, very quickly. A 4-star that can be lengthy, but from what I'm hearing, lengthy's no longer a thing, or at least in certain players is not a thing. So I'm interested to try this card out. We've got the Marksman because we can have the Architect, Marksman, and Anchor that make him lengthy. It will give him 92 on his shooting, 93 dribbling, and also 86 physical, which is, to be honest, a very good chem style for him. We've already got a very good amount of pace on him. Flair is the trait. We can go center forward or left wing, so a good variety of options there. We're going to jump straight into him because if it's not Marksman, I'd probably go with something like Finisher. Gives him 92 shooting, 93 dribbling, as he's already got the strength really, and he's got a good amount of head and accuracy as well. The only downfall with this card is personally the composure. Everything else looks pretty solid. So let's jump into him and see, is lengthy gone? Potentially not having the lengthy kind of meta really work on new gen is going to be absolutely massive for everybody's team, as to be honest, I think a lot of people have made it that their team is just definitely with that meta. So we're going to see how this kind of works. If it is, that's beautiful. Little rainbow flick as well. Oh, Sanchez nearly getting the legs. But it's going to be very interesting to see how that works, to be honest. It is literally a complete game shift in everything we know. Into Kean here. This is like, that is the prime position of where a lengthy meta would really work as well. Obviously the run through is normally absolutely brilliant. As soon as you kind of get the ball straight to the striker and then you have him on the run, that is where he kind of performs the best. That is just the lengthy part of anybody. Now if it's going to be different, it will be a different build-up play as well. That's going to be the big thing, is you don't just find people now running with the ball, having no luck in finding anything. We're just getting absolutely countered every single time. As soon as we hit that box, into Kean, who's going to look for his teammate Brolin. Passing wise is obviously not going to be fantastic with him, but in the air he should actually be relatively good. Obviously having the head and accuracy, the strength, he should be able to bully his way through a lot of the time, and that's going to be kind of like the secondary use for him in terms of a striker. Into Kean, first time touch. Oh, okay. Oh, he must have been offside then. I was going to say, that was a perfect goal. What have we got in free kick side? We should have some power on him, surely. Where is he? He's a bit further down, so I can imagine not much then. 98 power. If I was going for it, you never know. You go for that there, look. Power free kick, get out the way. Goes for the slot and off the crossbar. Looking for the Kean run if we can. We're going to try the outside. See if this lengthy can do. He's got Militao. You can, to be fair, you could still tell the pace, and I think that's going to be the kind of end game really, is going to be mainly pace. Obviously the lengthy always added that little bit extra, it seemed. All it'll be now is, again, it will be maybe a certain type explosive might have a little more of a benefit now, but it will be all down to pace as always. That naturally is what kind of just comes to it. Pace is always the key in pretty much every card anyway. Into Kean, you can definitely tell the difference in gameplay. Definitely a little bit. It doesn't feel as fluid as what it once does. I don't know if that is because normally you'd find people just completely sprinting 30, 40 yards as Moses Kean finds himself in with the right foot and he bags himself the goal. And again, going to get that first touch straight across goal, and okay, that's a little bit of accuracy problems. Got to be the 1-2 with Brolin. He knows we want to go back to him. Can we get the little bit of pace on him? This is it. The centre-backs are always getting better and better as we find out, as we try and do a little bit of a shimmy with Kean. Try and get him a little bit of space. Try and shimmy it across, but Kimpembe, as always, is just so OP. Kean looking for it. Gets a great ball into our left mid. Keeper's out. We're going to go with the ball across to Brolin. It's a good save, and another solid save from Mignan. Into Kean. Turns it again, right foot across goal, and he bags himself in the top corner. So going into the overall from him, so he is actually coming in now at a little bit more of a price, so we're getting a little bit of somewhere with him. 75k. You personally can tell the difference at the minute, and especially new gen. It is going to be a weird time because it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of get used to the gameplay, see what works, what doesn't. if the lengthy is fully gone, I do think Kean definitely is still very pacey on the ball, which is always perfect. Normally, I'd imagine it would affect people who are not lengthy and can be lengthy with a chemistry style more so than maybe centre-backs, who I can imagine will still keep that element of pace, because we can't just have players just absolutely trouncing the centre-backs every single time. So that would be where the balance is. So I'd imagine with Kean, you're probably golden with any sort of chem style, with finisher, with marksman, whatever really takes your fancy. Personally, if it really didn't matter, I'd probably go with a finisher, because if we look at the marksman, it gives him a good jump in, but he's already 6 foot. He's already got 94 strength, couldn't figure out which one it was, so really it's not going to add that much value, whereas getting the extra on the dribbling and shooting is going to do wonders for him. It does turn him into a 93 rated striker, which is absolutely crazy for an 86. The marksman does give him to a 92, which is still very, very nice, and I think that's the big thing with this card, is the stats read something, but the in-games are absolutely incredible from him. He's got the right stats in the right positions, which is just perfect, and a 4-star. He is just a very, very top-end striker that will come in very cheap for your Serie A team. Overall, as an 86, I'd say he's a spot out 10 out of 10. You definitely can't argue with the stats that he's got and the rating that he is. Plus, the price is going to be fantastic. In terms of the striker element in overall of all strikers, I'd probably happily give him around about a 9. I think in terms of what the output was, he's definitely given you a good amount of goals, a good amount of conversion rate, but he probably won't be the same level as somebody who's costing $1 million, which I think is, the comparison's impossible, because we know that is physically impossible for him to be the same level as R9, the same level as Eusebio, Mbappe, even Ronaldo at times. But a very, very cost-efficient and nice Serie A striker that you can get in left wing, centre forward and striker. So let me know down below what you think. Make sure you do like and subscribe. Check out the videos on the left-hand side, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.